Oh my gosh. We got to this point already, folks. All it took was a few months, and we are back here all over again. Because today, we're taking a look at Nick Kypreos' Sportsnet trade board from 2 days ago, at Real Kipper. This will be linked in the description by now. You probably already saw it. We, unfortunately, have not made any videos about it yet, which is all gonna be broken today because we are literally making this video right now. Let's dive into one of the most surprising scoops that was talked about and written about in this article. Because if you scroll past the top targets on Kipper's trade board, you scroll past Elias Pettersson, you scroll past Rasmus Andersson, you scroll past Erik Karlsson, you scroll past, yeah, all the Suns, they're all up in here, but let's go over onto the, the sixth name that is discussed here on Kipper's trade board. It's none other than Martin Necas of the Colorado Avalanche. Now, before we actually read it, I wanted to just give a little bit of a brief overview of the story here. Martin Necas was a Carolina Hurricane that had a really strong season in 22-23 with 71 points in 82 games. But then after he declined quite heavily in 23-24, the team wanted to trade him away because he needed a contract. Nobody was willing to take him. The Carolina Hurricanes signed Necas to a short-term deal. Okay, great, $6.5 million a season, that's fine. And then he absolutely exploded in terms of point production the season after. Over a point per game this recently completed season with Carolina. He gets traded to Colorado. Mikko Rantanen heads over to the Canes. They think they have themselves a star. Rantanen's like, oh no, sorry, I don't like it here. Then he gets traded over to Dallas and he signs there. Meanwhile, Martin Necas is in Colorado. He produces a decent clip. I mean, you saw the numbers here, 28 points in 30 games played, definitely not bad. It's not Mikko Rantanen 100-point caliber level, but still you get what I mean, it's fine. But Necas still needs a contract for 26 and beyond. His contract goes on till the end of this upcoming season at $6.5 million, but before the season even begins, you got Nick Kypreos writing here. The key piece in the first Mikko Rantanen trade this season, Martin Necas largely delivered on what was promised. He was just shy of being a point-per-game player in the regular season and found a home in Colorado's top line. But before that trade, Necas only signed a short-term deal with Carolina when the two sides couldn't agree on his long-term value, meaning he has one season left making $6.5 against the cap, after which he could test the waters as a UFA. After the Avalanche move Rantanen because of how difficult they perceive contract extension talks to be going, how much patience will they have with Martin Necas, who isn't a homegrown player or a superstar talent, if negotiations on an extension start slowly this July? There was a sense that Necas wasn't overly thrilled with his experience in Colorado, and that he wants to explore other options. Are you kidding me? This guy, after going through the whole trade scenario that we saw last year, Carolina was trying to get this guy off of their team. They were trying to go everywhere. They couldn't get an extension done long term. They're like, okay, please take this guy. Please take this guy. Somebody please take our guy. And nobody took him. And then they're like, okay, we'll sign a contract. And then he gets traded after that because he's good. Over a point per game at Carolina, barely sub-point per game in Colorado. Martin Necas is fantastic this previous season. But now you're saying that he wants out? He's open to a change of scenery? He wants to explore other options? Oh my goodness! This was further expanded upon by the folks on denversports.com. Will Peterson published this article yesterday in response to the Nick Kypreos piece. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan went out there and gave their opinions about the Martin Necas stuff. The fact that Necas wasn't overly thrilled during his time with the Avalanche is concerning. The fan base could say the same after his underwhelming playoff performance. Trading Rantanen was a big deal. If the prize that Chris MacFarland got in return is already unhappy, then it makes sense to explore a Necas move this summer. Hopefully the Avalanche could get someone back who appreciates playing with the likes of Nathan MacKinnon and delivers in the postseason. That is, if the report from Kyprios is indeed accurate. But between this and the uncertain future of second-line center Brock Nelson, there's a lot to watch in what could wind up being a busy offseason for the Avalanche. And so with all this in mind, we're starting to get the tires going on another freaking Necas trade. Like, you thought it was already ridiculous that Mikko Rantanen got traded twice. Well, what about Martin Necas? It was already a pipe dream when folks were saying, hey, Mikko Rantanen might not actually be too happy in Carolina, he could get traded again, and we made videos talking about that, saying that's crazy, like why would he abandon a chance to play long-term with Aho, his buddy? And then you saw the numbers declining and you saw him not really looking all too good, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, maybe he actually will get traded. And then he got traded, he went to Dallas, and now he's fine. He's good again. Now he's so good that maybe it's going to cost Jason Robertson his job with the Stars. But Marty Necas wants out too? Bruh. Like, I don't even know how to respond to that. That he's apparently in a spot where he was unhappy with the way Colorado was and how the team was able to perform or whatever it is that he feels playing on this squad here. I mean, this is ultimately the weirdest timeline, I think, for top-tier superstars getting traded around the National Hockey League. For what it's worth, a whole bunch of the folks on the Colorado Avalanche subreddit are, also responding to this in a pretty weird way. Folks are refusing to believe it. They're saying it's all speculation. But aside from the folks who are immediately doubting it, there was a comment here from BestAd7503 on the Colorado Avalanche subreddit. Honestly, I think there might be a little truth to the idea that Necas was unhappy and potentially would want out. It seems like, per reports on various podcasts, including Jesse, the Avalanche may really focus now on trying to get Brock Nelson locked up. If they do sign Nelson, they could possibly trade Marty Necas and say Wood in a package deal for a first-line winger to play with MacKinnon and Lehkonen. Word is Necas is looking for $10 million a year on his new contract, and with Cale having his new contract the same year, I could see them trading Necas, especially with his postseason history. But then there's also the opposing perspective, that blames Necas and kind of questions whether or not this actually would be realistic. Top line, top minutes, top power play, and playing alongside two of the best players in the world. He's got prime deployment here. What's not to be thrilled about? I mean, Bednar even trusted him at 2C for one game, but he was so lost that it didn't even last a period. Necas is not going to find a better fit than Colorado, unless this isn't about his usage, but about the number on his next contract. So with all that in mind, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the idea of Marty Necas potentially wanting out? Unhappy. Open to new opportunities. All of these key words are popping up here, and I want you to let me know how do you feel about this conversation here. Let me know what you think about Necas' future. Is it in Colorado? Where else could it be? What's the dollar amount on his next contract? And where is it signed? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this British Roll sign on. And bye.